Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
How do we measure success? Jason and I are constantly encouraging people to get outside your comfort zone, try new things. And with that, there is a risk of rejection, failure, not being good enough.
Hurt
and
feelings.
Then they come back to us and say, you know what? I would have been better off just not trying at all, because we reinforced what I already knew deep down inside, which is that I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough. Well, you know what? Many times what I find is that there is a critic that lives within us. There's this judgment, and most of the time we are judging ourselves.
Yeah, and it's really about where are you placing the win? So when you want to get into something new, when you want to try that, have that experience of excellence or extraordinary time in life, and you say, I want to get out there and do this, and you let your butt get in the way.
That is so good. And this, my friends, is the distinction between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset, they want a result at the end of an experience. A growth mindset, they focus on the wins along the way.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to share with you a brilliant passage written by Theodore Roosevelt. Jason, take it away.
Yeah. So Theodore Roosevelt, it's the man in the arena. And some of you have heard it, some of you haven't, but this is how it goes. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Oh,
that's big for me.
It is so. It just gives me the goosies.
Yeah, because so many times we just don't even want to get into the arena because we have these big expectations, and we don't realize that just going into the arena
is a win.
Is the win. And maybe just allow that to be the expectation, is that here I am on the couch, or here I am wanting to lose weight, but I don't want to make any movement or directional change in my life to get to where I want.
You know, okay, so you use weight as an example. So many people say, oh, you know what? I went on this diet and I gained a pound. Well, just gaining a pound, feeling the feeling, that's actually a win, right? Because you took a step in the direction that you wanted. I mean, I know you didn't get the result you wanted, but you took a step in the direction of taking action.
Yeah, you made a move. Okay, now let's adjust. That's like taking off in a plane. There's wind shear. You know, you're going to get pushed around. You're going to get things are going to happen, and it's just now it's just fine tuning. But if you lay on the couch and you keep talking about, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthier, I want to, like, the want tos and the buts are just, they're gonna build a boulder of barricades around you, and they just will be in your way.
The reason we bring this up is I had this little tiny mini meltdown last night. We were in bed.
It was a sneak in. It was a sneak attack.
It was a sneak in. We got home from our ski tournament, And, we work so hard, and yes, it's been a great achievement. However, I still have some conflicting feelings deep, deep, deep within.
Well, you're a natural born competitor. Like you've grown yourself into this competitor person over the years. And now that you have all these tools, you're like, well, if I have all these tools and I'm a competitor and I'm naturally good at, like, I've built you're not naturally, I don't know how to say that, but you have all the tools necessary to be the top of any game you want to be in.
And I told Jason, I said, I've done so much work on myself. I don't understand why I'm having these conflicting thoughts. However, I think it's just natural to have conflicting thoughts.
Yeah.
And so I want to say that it's not the critic who counts. It's not the person who stumbles. It's not, and so even the voices in our head, it's not the critic in our head that counts.
It points out all the wrong moves, all the things that you could have done better.
It's not the person who stumbles. It's not that voice that's counting. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have done better. I'm so sorry, Jana. I tried so hard. I wish I could have done better for you. It's not that voice that counts. I mean, they all the voices count. All the voices count. But the one that I really need to be listening to is the one that says, hey, I did it.
You showed up.
And I am so proud of all of me.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to sound like a schizophrenic up here, but I just want to be real, and I want to be vulnerable. And I want everyone to know that we all have conflicting voices in our heads. Now I sound like I have more than one head. But we all have conflicting voices, right?
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I love is when you get in one of these conversations with people, I was like,
with myself. Hey. When I get into these conversations with myself.
If you don't think that you have conversations with yourself, and even without yourself, try going for a walk by yourself and no phone or anything like that. And then
all of a sudden you'll catch yourself. You're like, wait a minute.
Listen to your head go off on this conversation without you. And then try to start controlling the conversation. That'll get you crazy. But yeah, so I love what you're saying, because we all have these things, and it's about saying, okay, well, what's the foothold that I have to say, you know what? I got into the arena, and that's my foothold, and I know that's my win. Now I get to get better at being in the arena. What's my next foothold?
And the win is that I'm having these conversations.
Right?
Because
an awareness of it.
Because the Jana that's on the couch that would have said, oh, you know what? I don't have the energy to enter this competition.
Those conversations have her.
Yeah. She's going to be going, oh, that may have been fun in my younger years.
So the win is you having those conversations, and the other Jana, those conversations have her. And at the end of the life, then there's going to be this awareness of, oh shit.
I picked the right Jana.
Yeah. So,
okay, if you understood any of this podcast, you can email this Jana, that Jana. No, I'm just kidding.
Or email the one that can respond back at jana@livinglucky.com.
Oh, thanks for joining us. I hope I don't sound like a crazy, but if I do, or if I don't,
you can see more crazy at our Instagram at Living Lucky.
Keep living lucky. Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.